Can you guess, my friends, what that is? Is it compost from our chickens? Is it compost from our kitchen? This is human manure compost. And we're going to talk about it.
Look at that. Man, that stuff's awesome.
Starry Hilder, Mr. Hilder, off-grid, and we are working in the garden. This is just spring and part of off-grid self-sustainability. And Mr. Hilder has a big Tupperware container, garbage can full of, what is that? That's going to go in the garden. That looks really beautiful. Like composted, organic.
This is 2-year-old human manure compost.
Human manure!
I'm touching it with my hands.
Oh, he's touching it with his hands. Look at, see?
We haven't talked about this a lot because it freaks people out because they're just not.
I don't think they're educated enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to use the right wording.
I think a lot of it comes down to just really educating yourself when it comes to human manure composting. We are recycling our own waste. Very safe, very healthy. Yeah, do your own research, but Mr. Hilder... Joseph Jenkins. If anyone wants,
you can go online and get the free PDF. The 100%, this guy is the 100% god of human manure composting. Scientifically backed. Not just a bunch of, I said this and I said that. We've been using it for a couple years and I'm not dead and sick and everything if you do it properly.
Exactly.
You don't want to be contaminating your areas with fresh feces or anything of that nature.
Right. So just I have a couple questions about how we human manure compost. And number one, where do we keep this human manure compost pile? Is it in the garden? Is it next to the house?
No, we've got our regular composting with our food scraps, chicken stuff, that kind of stuff you can keep closer to the house. The human manure waste we keep farther away from the house for obvious reasons. Keep it away from all water sources, all human traffic, dogs, pets, that type of thing. And then aging it. You don't even have to have a hot compost pile like what you do, for the breakdown phase. Read Joseph Jenkins' stuff and get the facts. Get the scientific facts. After 1 year of it just aging alone.
Yes. It breaks down.
It breaks down and it's good. I mean, look at this.
Look at that. Is beautiful. And all we simply do is we compost our own human waste with sawdust. Everything's very organic. We put it on, we bring it out to our human manure pile, and Mr. Hilder covers it with plastic and some, what is that, like a cage, chicken wire.
Some people, like this Jenkins got a really cool setup. He's got actually a big separate compartments built out of wood, and he's got a roof over his whole shebang. Very neat, organized, that type of thing. He has water run out to his, we don't, so I have to carry the water there. So I just have a brush down there where I wash the bucket out after each use.
That's the compost bucket. We wash it every time.
It's very easy. The thing is, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube about this stuff. He's the only guy that I've actually seen put it on his garden. We got a lot of other people, they talk about human manure composting and yada yada, this and that. You never see them actually touching it.
Yeah.
Or you never actually see them
using it on their garden.
Putting it on their garden. And some say, oh, they get gooned out. And I understand that. They're not comfortable with it on their food. That's fine. You gotta make your own call.
But it is safe.
They recommend that you put it on your flower beds or your plant trees or this and that.
But it is safe to go in your garden.
It's safe.
But instead of going into all the bacteria and how it breaks down and that whole process, read his book, find him on YouTube.
It's 100% free.
It's a human manure composting book, and it is free. And actually, if you are looking at a really 100% off-grid self-sustainable system, to keep your whole, you're creating an ecosystem is what you're doing when you want to live this lifestyle. And part of that is not having a septic and wasting water, flushing things down the toilet. Water is very valuable for us and any homesteader. We talked about it at the conference. Water is valuable, so we don't waste it on human waste.
Yeah, black.
We actually compost our own human waste, and it is organic. It composts down into beautiful.
Look at all the little rooting.
Yeah, And you can see it creates a network of roots, and those roots, we've talked about this in the Back to Eden garden, that is what nourishes the soil.
Look at that.
And keeps it alive. And this, my friends, is human manure compost. And this is aged for what? Is this a year old?
This is 2 years old.
2 years old.
Because our garden's pretty well built up, and so there's no need to be hauling it every year. We've got plenty of, we've got the best stuff, the chicken, whatchamacallit. But I'm just simply emptying this pit out so I can start using it again.
Start again.
And we're gonna put this layering right on top. No need to work it into the soil and none of that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna dump it right on top.
Exactly.
Just
Do
like
not mix anything. Just layer it and leave it be. But this is the proof is in the pudding with human manure composting too. It's right here in this beautiful plastic hefty duty garbage can. It's all
and
natural.
I gotta make a comment because some smart aleck, or maybe he wasn't trying to be, I don't know, he sounded like he was trying to be a smart aleck, said, oh, people that compost, they're from the city and all this and that. Us country people, well, I'll tell you what, I've lived out in the country my whole life, so I don't know what you want to call me. We just go down to the farmer and get a truckload of manure. See any cows running around up here?
Nope, nope.
A lot of the stuff that we're trying to show and what we do, how we do it, is so you're not dependent. Because what if the farmer ain't there? Like this particular guy, what's he gonna do then?
Exactly.
The smart guy that says, oh, I just go down to the farmer and get, if that's your situation and so forth, that's fine. Cow manure's great. I've got plenty of it in here. We went and picked the cow pies down there. The cows got out and were wild for the whole year. But as a rule, I like to know how to do these other things that utilize, instead of paying the septic guy to come and then go put the septic where? Well, most people don't care because it just disappears from their house and that's all they care about.
Yeah.
I'm using it to put back
into the earth.
And I'm not buying fertilizer and all that kind of stuff.
And we're not wasting water.
So that's the theory behind this. Not to have flippant comments or to say that this is the best or this, we're just showing you.
It's a different way, but really 100% self-sustainable way to create a homestead that is not dependent on hardly anything.
And that's why you have your regular compost pile. Why waste the stuff? Why throw it out and just waste it? You have your chicken stuff, you got your human stuff, combine it all together and you've got free organic fertilizer. It's awesome.
We like that, free. And that's why we want to empower you people to learn different ways. And right there.
So you think that, getting back to that guy, I'm not going to let this go yet. Getting back to that guy that made the flippant comment, what does he do with all of his waste? Like, I'm not talking his human waste, I get that, but just say in general your food scraps and those types of things. Does he just throw it in the garbage? Take it to the dump and it disappears? I'd rather have it here and use it and whatnot. And it's like, and I like doing this kind of stuff. That's the other thing. This isn't like a hassle. I like doing this. So take it for what it's worth. I'm going to go fertilize my garden, man.
Mr. Hiller's going to go fertilize his garden. All right, friends, there you go. Human manure composting on the Back to Eden garden. Don't waste water, and it's free. And it's organic, and it works.